All right, so it looks like I'm live here, and let's see if we get any people in here today. So, welcome to the Call to Cinema. My name is Aaron, and for those that do not know, or for those that have just got here for the very first time, what we're doing today is what I normally do on Mondays, but I normally pre-tape it. But there's extra news today, so rather than do the regular website dive, which I actually have already taped for a specific website, what I'm going to do is we're going to talk live here today. There's some announcements that came out. There's some big news, some stuff to look at. So think of this as a very special video. It is a amalgamation of a live video and a website dive, all rolled up into one neat little package. Hey there, Todd. Welcome. You're the first one here. So I'm guessing you saw the announcements, the news today. So uh, if you've never been here for one of my website dives, Todd, I usually do these here with the not live. I usually pre-tape them. But today we're gonna, because there's so much news to talk about and so many different like titles to discuss. What I wanted to do was come in here, make sure this is turned down, and just look at the site and look at some different stuff together. Hey there, Ready. Welcome, man. It's nice to see you in here. We got a few things we're going to look at. Now, normally I do this deep dive thing. It's already pre-taped, and I did have one pre-taped for this morning. Then I remember that Vinegar Syndrome's like February titles are going to be dropped and announced today. Then MVD had a big announcement, and I wanted to talk more about the Severance stuff as well. Hey there, Sardis. Hey there, David. So what I got done right now is because I can't see your messages right now. I want to make sure they're coming up on the screen though. So let me just check that first. Are they popping up on the screen like they're supposed to be? Because if they're not, let us make sure that they are. Come on. Hey there, Matthew. Welcome. I'm getting peeved at my chat box because I want to make sure that it comes up on the screen here. But I'm not seeing anything pop up on my screen yet. Yeah, I like your comic Instagram page, Chris. Is anybody saying like the messages come up on the screen? Because I'm not, and in order for me to go any farther, I want to make sure that the messages are coming up on the chat box. Messages are coming up. Let's go to font settings. Let's turn those fonts red. No. Okay, let's see if that works. It's not working yet, is it? That's making me angry. Hey there, 13 Wolfman. We're desperately trying to make the chat box work. So it's annoying the heck out of me. All right, so oh, there we go. Love the Springsteen. Thank you so much. That was a labor of love, and I will definitely do more stuff like that. Hey there, Griff. Hey there, Craig. So we are going to look right now at what came out this today. There's been a bunch of announcements. Like normally I would work on the backdrop of that, so I do apologize. So what we're looking at first, though, let's look at the three announcements that are coming today. We'll do them one at a time. So first off is Hitcher in the Dark. You can see right here. I won't show you the back cover because it is kind of nudity laced. But it is a film by Umberto Lenzi. Now let's look at the features we got on this one right here, because it does have some nice features on here. So it looks like we got a commentary track with Sam Deegan and Kat Ellinger, which makes this an automatic must-have for anybody because they do great stuff. We got a 4K restoration from the 35mm OCN. We got an archival video interview with writer-director Umberto Lenzi. And this is a fun little film. It's got Josie Bissett of some, if you remember Melrose Place, she was in that show. Um, she would have been like kind of the cute short-haired blonde girl. Hey there, Suma, welcome. If you're here and you're liking the video so far, or hopefully you're liking the video, please make sure to hit the like button. Like, share, subscribe, and do all that jazz. Now, this is one I was wondering about. So, The Fear looks like a Bill Sienkiewicz cover. Uh, the Fear is one that I'm kind of a big fan of. Uh, I was hoping that they would have done a VSA and would put The Fear and The Fear 2 together as a double feature. The issue that I have with them just doing The Fear is that we may not see the Fear come up again. Like we may not see the second one. I worry that they're going to do a Jack Frost. Um, that's my issue with it right now, is that they're going to Jack Frost this thing, and then we're not going to see a part two come out. The Fear is a fun film. It has Wes Craven in it. He has a small part in the film as well, but an important role actually. Now I think it's God. There's an actress in the second one as well. Now I like this film. I like it a lot. I really wish you would have done both of them together. But however, I'm not a fan of the Hitcher in the Dark cover. I'm going to be honest with you there. Hitcher in the Dark's cover not doesn't do it for me. It doesn't. It's a good cover. It just I'm not. I like the original Hitcher in the Dark cover art. I really do. It's like super. You know, it's easier. It suits it. So as you can see, this is the artwork here for Forgotten Jelly Volume 3. I love the artwork for this. I love that they're staying pretty much along with the style of artwork for this one here. She looks like Stephanie Beacham there, man, the girl right there. It's not, but it looks like Stephanie Beacham. Hey there, River. But I'm actually really excited about this one here. I'll go over the fear, by the way. I forgot to go over the features on that one, but I will go over them in a second. So we got Autopsy first, as we all, thought it was going to be. Mimsy Farmer, Ray Lovelock, Barry Primus in this one. And we got archival theatrical introduction with director Armando Crispino, editing and rhythm and interview with editor Daniel Albicio. I'm going to get that right. The Autopsy Papers, an interview with Francisco Crispino, film historian and son of director Armando Crispino. Black Hole Sun, a feature on the career of director Armando Crispino. Original theatrical trailer, alternate Italian titles and credits, and newly translated English subtitles because I always sub these. Murder Mansion, we got a newly scanned and restored in 4K from OCN. I noticed that we've got a 2K restoration for the first title, Autopsy. So we got includes the original Spanish language soundtrack with new English translations, as well as the English and Italian language dubs. Italian dub is not translated. That's interesting. Lady of the Mansion, an interview with actress Ida Gallia, otherwise known as Evelyn Stewart, and reversible cover art. So an Evelyn Stewart interview alone is worth it for me. Hi there, 82. And next up is Crazy Desires of a Murder. And this has the least. We got a Crazy Memories of an Actor interview with actor Giuseppe Colombo. Reversible cover art on all these, of course. And this one here is a newly scanned 4K restoration from its 35 OCN. Hey there, Cinematic Collector. All right. So let's go back and look at Fear because I forgot to give you the features on Fear, and they're actually really good features on Fear as well. The Fear. You don't want to get a mistake with the Wahlberg film. You don't want to do that. All right, so we got a new 4K scan from the original OCN, brand new commentary track with director Robert Vincent Robert, a second commentary track with executive director Greg H. Sims, and a 50-minute long making of documentary featuring interviews with the crew and cast, face to face with the fear. So that's going to be really interesting to check out. I'm very intrigued when it comes to this one. I remember the film, and I remember really liking this film. Hey there, Ringo. Welcome. Hey there, Man versus Film. Hello from an exercise bike, everyone. Oh, I need an exercise bike so bad. I keep mentioning to my better half, and she's like, "We don't need an exercise bike. We got enough stuff now to move to Morocco." But I kind of want one. So, if anybody was on here when Vinegar Syndrome dropped the news uh, initially, then you would have noticed that there was uh, a bit of an issue because if you got on here right away, yeah, I've seen the MVD ones. I'm going to get that one actually. Hey there, Judith. Rest in peace, Screech is right, man. That was so sad. Hi, Atachi. Did I get that right? But the big news to talk about right now, basically, I guess, is the fact that well, before that, is so when they announced it, it was like I was like, wow, that pre-order is really cheap. I wish I could order it right now. I'm going to tell my better half how cheap it is. Less than 5 minutes later, the price had risen, and then about a minute or two later, the price had risen again. So I'm guessing that there was a mistake in the pricing of the bundle because it changed price twice. So it went from like I think what's it like from 79 to 99 to 109 US dollars. So I'm not sure if anybody else noticed that or not, but I definitely did. I was very disappointed because I was so excited uh, that it had was at a very cheap price for Canadian dollars, but it didn't stay there. That's the sad, sad part of it. Just bringing up something here. If I seen the MVD announcement, I'm actually going to bring that up now. I want to see if Down the Disc has it on there. If not, I initially was going to do an MVD one. Uh, but it's so sad. Like he dies, he's like Dustin Diamond, passed away of cancer at the age of 44. Uh, has some, it doesn't seem to be on here. So let's just put in MVD Rewind and see if we can find it. Here it is right here. Somebody did get up. So as you can see, for those that missed out on Action USA, which was a title from Vinegar Syndrome's VSA line, the Vinegar Syndrome Archive line, which sold out extremely fast. It's MVD is putting it out, and they're looks like they're putting it with a couple with it's going to have reversible artwork, so it's going to have a side A and side B, kind of like like VSA does, and it's going to have a mini poster as like MVD Rewind always does. As for like feature wise, there's an extra feature on there. There's a stunt, basically a kind of featurette on the stunts. And as you know, the stunts are really important for Action USA because it is actually done by a stuntman. But yeah, it's coming out, and that's pretty incredible. This is the second time this has happened. So Mill Creek got rad. They're putting out on a Blu-ray with a steelbook. MVD Rewind got Action USA. They're putting it out in a special edition with reversible artwork and kind of cool. So what do you guys think of that? That's coming out. Did anybody miss out on Action USA and they're going to grab it now? You guys are so quiet today. It's just not. Yeah, they actually are releasing Drive. That's one thing I want to look into is MVD Rewind's like website. Because that's the site I was going to go to today. This was the deep dive I was going to do. I was going to look at MVD Rewind's website, look at all the titles that they got out there, and do some of their stuff. So we'll do that in a second. As I mentioned before on here, there is the Dungeon of Andy Milligan coming out. And although it is not listed as a limited edition release, it is not listed as limited edition release. If you go into Severin's, somebody let me know that if you go into Severin's I'm not sure if it's their Instagram or their Twitter. They actually say that this is limited to 3,500 copies, and it's about half sold out right now. So if you're interested in the Andy Milligan Dungeon of Andy Milligan set, then 3,500 copies in gory color. Well, not everyone's in color, but then it's one to look into. I'm not sure. I'm really not. I'm very mixed on the Andy Milligan one. I'm interested in Andy Milligan as a director and as a writer. But am I interested in Andy Milligan's films altogether? Not a lot of them, to be bluntly honest with you. I did, and I really want all the January titles though. I didn't pre-order it. I'm not sure if I'm going to order it, like Ragman. Yeah, Craig, the fear of missing out thing is like something we got to watch out for with collector when we're collecting. Fear of missing out is it's a real thing. And it's a real problem that when it hits collectors, of like there's a limited edition, got to grab this right away, and it's a thing with me. Severin's doing Day of the Beast. Uh, the thing with me right now is that this is an amazing looking set. And the work that they put into the Dungeon of Andy Milligan collection is incredible. It's right up there with their labs and stuff. For me, it's missing a documentary. And Andy Milligan is one of those guys that needs a documentary. For those that don't know about the behind the scenes or the life of Andy Milligan, it's just as and probably more so fascinating than a lot of his films. He had a unique and unusual life. See, I'm very interested in Dark Tower, but I'm a Jenny Agutter like fanatic. So for that reason, like I kind of want it, but I'm not excited, and I have a feeling that I'm at the point right now where collecting, especially at this point in the year, and this is only early in the year. It's like it was, it's just in February. My daughter's birthday was actually on Saturday. She's 26, but finances are not good, to be bluntly honest with you. So me getting this, and when I'm still trying to save up and see if I can get the halfway package from Vinegar Syndrome, not highly likely. Now I have to say thank you to my good friend Matthew, who sent me a gift card today from Vinegar Syndrome. They're halfway there, Kiri, with 3,400 copies. Missed it on the first film, Forgotten Jelly. They'll put it again 13 more, man. I think they already have. Hey Sam, well we looked at the Vinegar Syndrome stuff. You know how I feel. You saw me talk about the Andy Milligan thing. I'm not sold on it. We talked about the three titles that are coming out from Vinegar Syndrome: the Forgotten Jelly box set, Hitcher in the Dark, and the Fear. Is it weird that the one of the reasons I'm not big on the Vinegar Syndrome like slip covers this time around is because they're almost too classy? Uh, That's the thing. Isn't that weird? It's a weird thing, and I like both of these films a lot, and I will get them. Like this here, this is definitely part of my birthday gift. Andy Milligan's interesting, Vince, but I think I'd honestly prefer to buy the Andy Milligan book that Fab Press put out and dive in a little bit later. I got Fleshpot on 42nd Street, and hands down, I will. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to say it's his best film, hands down his best work. I think I'm going to regret not getting the Milligan set. because of that what Kira just said, because of the extras, because of the commentaries. I think I'm definitely going to regret not getting it. I know, Judith. It is sad that Dustin Diamond, the guy that played Screech on Save the Bell, and of course Save the Bell, the new class, was on that as well. Um, Unfortunately, he did pass away of cancer at the age of 44 today. Rest in peace. And my thoughts and prayers go to his family. Got a bit of a rough life, and that's always sad, and a short one. I think, Curie, that David Gerger does good documentaries. So a documentary would have pushed me over the top when it came to the Andy Milligan set. I think a documentary would have pushed me over the top. And I know that for the United States, they did like they put the Fab Press book, which is amazing. If you read the Fab Press like biography of Andy Milligan, you're gonna want the films. Um, then but for here in Canada, that's the we don't get the book, so I got to buy the book separately, and that makes it an issue for me. Education value. There's the thing, Sam, because there is a great education value to Andy Milligan's stuff. And Andy Milligan, well, is not one of the great filmmakers of all time. We know that. But we've gotten like sets for Herschel Gordon Lewis and Al Adamson. We got sets for Bergman. So we got sets from a lot of different like directors that are out there. And Milligan is a divisive guy. Now Milligan is a unique character. You know, he started out as a dressmaker. You know, became a filmmaker, but he was also a playwright as well. One thing you're gonna notice with a lot of Milligan stuff, and this is where we're gonna disagree a little bit. All right, man, but I understand why you think so. Is that Andy Milligan he wrote. He was a writer. He was more of a playwright than he was a director. uh, in uh, in my opinion, and it really shows through in a lot of the written stuff on his in his work. So when you're watching Fleshpot at 42nd Street, for instance, the dialogue in that film is crisp. It is really good, and it suits because Andy Milligan's films, no matter if they're exploitation or not, his films are talky. They are dialogue heavy films. Now, the dog-like heaviness of Andy Milligan's films works for Fleshpot on 42nd Street. It makes sense. It fleshes out the characters. You meet these characters at this certain point in their lives, and it brings this street family together. It makes them more real. So when they're talking, they don't sound like they're talking words that are written on a page. They sound like they're people that are talking to one another, and it fleshes out their characters a lot more. It works really well in Fleshpot on 42nd Street. Now, when you're doing a movie called The Rats Are Coming to Where Say Here, or or more of an exploitation film like the Ghastly ones, for instance, uh, then the dialogue heavy sequences within a film that's like shoves in a bunch of Herschel Gordon Lewis style gore doesn't always like pan out. It doesn't even itself out. I think that it would be extremely interesting to actually have a book of like a book written of scripts, of Andy Milligan scripts, to analyze the dialogue and the writing and of what actually was on that page, after as opposed to what we actually got to see on the screen. Because this movie's a very low budget. But the thing to study when it comes to Andy Milligan, the thing to really study is not going to be the camera work. It's not going to be like what he did with $10,000 like to make a film. It's going to be what he wrote. That when you're looking at Andy Milligan, you're not looking for camera work. Uh, that's not his forte. You're not looking for like for completely cohesiveness. Um, and for a lot of like exploitation directors, you're not going to get that anyway. You don't expect it. You don't when the William Griffey set came out, you didn't expect to have like super cohesive camera work and all that stuff for everything, but it was pretty good when it came to the camera. And the thing that's exactly it, Judith. It is going to be super low budget and too low budget for some people's taste. I actually do like some of his films. and I think a case can be made for studying the films. But it's the writing that you got to look for in the Andy Milligan films. Even though the writing doesn't sometimes fit with the film itself, there's something about the writing and the way that he does the dialogue that's different and that's unique and that I enjoy, that I like. But the films themselves, I don't know if I can pull the trigger. It's a pricey one if it's still around, like on the halfway to black. Sorry, on the Black Friday sale, and it's on half off. I could do it. Like I could pull the trigger on the Dungeon of Andy Milligan at 70, but I don't know if I can do it at 140. That's the issue that I have. What are your thoughts, guys? Like with the Adamson set, it was a different story. There was an immense documentary. There was a lot of different like kind of styles of film within the Adamson set. Adamson did like you had everything from westerns to black exploitation to sexploitation to horror to to biker movies. It was a good like if you didn't like one genre of the Adamson set, chances are the next DVD or Blu-ray that you put on, you're gonna like it or you're gonna have some fun with it. Costume dramas on a budget, Kerry, you got it perfect. You know you're Manny Milligan, don't you? 70 price point for me. It is, yeah. So, I think it's hard. It's difficult to compare them because they're very different, and that's the thing. I think it happens with a lot of people. Actually, it's that um, you gotta pick and choose what you're gonna get. Especially for me for this year. This is gonna be the first month I think that I'm not gonna make anything when it comes to the channel. It's like at the end of the day, it's not gonna be there. I'm not gonna reach that. Like for those that don't know, uh, when it comes to YouTube, you you have to reach a certain like threshold, or it doesn't pay out, which is a small threshold. It's $100, um, but I'm not gonna reach it. The commentary is the one I'm interested in as well. That's the thing. It's hard. I mean, like my dad he hates Andy Milligan. He really does. I'm not that bad on him, but it's ones that I gotta look into. So let's go over to MVD Rewind site because I think they put out a lot of really good stuff, and it looks like Marilyn Manson was just dropped from his record label, and that's all I have to say about that. Because we don't talk anything. We talk movies in here. All right, so there's things there that I don't have, like Mikey. It's a really fun title. I love the Killer Kid films. That's actually really cool. There's a double feature here with Bolo Young, Blood Fight, and Ironheart. I love the cover art for Split Second. I heard that the point that is like quality wise is not the greatest, but then again, I would not expect the Harry Nilsson movie, The Point, to have like excellent quality. If people went into this one expecting it to be immaculate, then I have no idea what you're thinking because you're not going to get that for that film. I doubt the elements were there to even get it to be that good. Mind Games is one I really want. I'm a huge Maxwell Caulfield fan. For those that don't know, I'm Grease 2, one of my favorite movies. My Samurai, it's a fun little title. Boogie Boy I haven't seen since I had the screener on VHS actually, and it had like a not a lenticular cover. It had like one of those cases, those chromium cases. That came with the chromium case when it originally came out, not the Blu-ray, like the actual VHS of it. Nemesis 2, 3, and 4 I've already got. Showdown I got, that's a fun one. Double Impact I got. Double Dragon I got because if you can't find fun in Double Dragon, I'm sorry. Nemesis, of course, I have. Bright Lights Big City I got. That's probably my most disappointing title out of the MVD Rewind. It doesn't hold up, doesn't stand test of time. Angel Town does, but in a really unique way. Shadow Builder I have. Wind Rider I got. Abdominal everybody has to have. Lionheart. I don't have Lionheart. It's always more one of the pricier ones. That's always harder to find. But Return of Swamp Thing went to Coney Island on Mission from God. Be Back at 5. My favorite of the MVD Rewind titles. Hands down, my favorite. My next favorite is DOA. I read Passage, by the way. Attack Cure Tomatoes is really cool. Black Eagle's cool. I don't have Savannah Smiles. But as you can see, like their website's pretty basic. You can find out, you can see a lot of the titles here, but they don't have a lot of the newer titles. So let's just see if I go to, is this home? If I go to home, for instance, too, then it's just going to give the January releases. They put it a Serbian film? Oh, no. Or they're selling it anyway. Not a fan. Um, bit of a, not sure I can say I really like the layout of this here particular website. So it's better when you look at it through here and just filter it down through. Looks like they carry things from a lot of different sites, which is really good, and I really like that. It's got a good filter. So let's do a filter. Let's do 4Ks. Let's just say see what 4Ks are that they have here. So there is Flash Gordon. Well, everybody should have that one. Daughter, so Darkness. I want that bad. Pitch Black. Santa Sangre. I'm waiting for that one actually. Day of the Beast. Perdito Durango. I want both of these. Suspiria. Vigilante. That's another one you need to get. Cinema Paradiso, which is just such a fantastic film. How to rank the Critters films? Let's see. Who? 2, 1, 3, 4. New York Ripper, 4Ks here. House by the Cemetery, Zombie, and of course Maniac. Yeah, and MVD do have occasional sales there as well. I never got in on one of their sales, but I know that they have some fairly decent sales. But I'm still so it's 109 UN. What is it in Canadian dollars for the pack? So it is 140.82 for the pack in Canadian dollars. So that's 5 movies, like 5 Blu-rays, which and one of them is in a box set. So that's not a bad price actually. We so for Canadian, it's going to be free shipping over $100, so that's good, and it ships out from Canada anyway. See, I love the script of Coney Island. It was one of my favorites. Hey there, Dick. You're trying to defend Part 4? I thought all 4 of them, the first 4 were fun. I mean, I didn't like the newer ones that came out, but I didn't watch them all through. I'll be honest with you. There was like one of them was like just a web series, so you really can't count a web series. Um, but the other one was I haven't seen all the way. I saw like the first 5 minutes of it. Well, MVD is a sub. MVD Rewind is a sub company of MVD Visual. MVD Visual is the main company. That's the parent company. So when you're looking at MVD Rewind, that's just like the sub label for same as like Scream Factory is the sub label for Shout Factory. Um, am I going to buy the February package? Well, sort of. My better half is buying it, but I won't get it till my birthday, which is March 31st. Hey there, Alan. Welcome. I haven't seen 30 Cons yet. I really want to see it. I'm waiting. How many episodes are out yet? because that's one I'm excited to watch. But I don't know if we got it here, and I might have to wait for it to come like in my area. I'm not big on downloading stuff, so like torrenting. So usually I tend to wait, or I'll buy the box set, or I'll find it on like on one of the streaming channels. But my God, no, no, it is not a sub company of either Severin or Code Red Scorpion. Vinegar Syndrome does do a yearly Valentine's sale. So I can't talk about it much on here. I will be talking about it on my Patreon channel. But they do a Valentine's Day sale for 50% off, and they're right there over 150 classic erotic titles. So, and a new Peakorama release is going to be announced on that during the sale between the February 12th and February the 14th. And what interests me is, don't know if anybody's noticing it there, but I can see Ultra HD. So does that mean we're getting our first classic erotica title in UHD during that sale? One thing I have been trying to buy more of and get more involved in are the genre UHD titles. I've gotten a couple of the Blue Underground ones. I was very impressed with those. House by the Cemetery, I wholeheartedly recommend. Same as New York River. Watching them in the UHD 4K format is like watching them in the theater. It's like watching them with new eyes. What do I know about the new Utopia? Not a lot, actually. I'm glad you mentioned it though, because I did want to bring it up here. So it's a minor premise that's coming up from Utopia. It, love the artwork on this one here. So minor premise looks like it's got Dan Ashbrook from Twin Peaks, so that's always cool. But let's read the description. Let's do that. For episodes available in Canada, I'll check on it. Hey there, Dead Pit Radio. Welcome, man. From the deepest, darkest Appalachian. All right. Attempting to surpass his father's legacy and pressured by an old colleague, neuroscientist Ethan Kocher turns his experiment on himself and unwittingly fractures his consciousness into 10 competing sections. Ethan is now trapped in his home with his ex-girlfriend Allie, and the two must navigate trauma, ambition, and missteps of the past, diving headfirst into the uncharted equations of the brain to realize there's more at stake than just the relationship of Ethan's reputation. With time quickly running out, he's forced to face off against the darker sides of himself. So that sounds really, really interesting. I knew nothing about this film, but I am intrigued. It's a new film. Apparently, it's 2020. So it's really odd when I see like a new film on a Vinegar Syndrome website. Screen Factory's releasing Carpenter's in UHD. Oh, you mean the John Carpenter ones? Which one would I be most excited for? Um, this is going to seem odd to some people, but I'm a really big fan of Prince of Darkness. I went to see this one with my dad in the theater. Uh, it was an insane film, but definitely Prince of Darkness. Just because I can really see that, like utilizing 4K UHD well. There is 110% such a thing as Forgotten Jelly, and if you want to like know that, then just look at the first box set that was put out by Vinegar Syndrome. Unless you were a Jolly freak, and I mean completely, you didn't know those titles. It sounds good, like Matthew. The movie sounds good, but me buying new movies, yeah, it seems so weird when I buy so much older stuff. But yeah, Prince of Darkness always creeped me out. UK Escape from New York is simply perfect. I love Escape from New York. I want the original four too. I want Satan's Blood. I want Cthulhu Mansion. I want Dark Tower. And I want House of Usher. House of Usher is insane. That's got a Oliver Reed on it and Donald Pleasance. What's one I remember? It's not the most cohesive of films, but it's a really fun film. And of course, Satan's Blood and Cthulhu Mansion are ones that have been graced by the amazing Juan Picar Simon. How do we say that? Juan Picar Simon or Juan Picar Simon? I never get it right. We're going to say Simon. Did I hear of any of those jellies? I heard of some of them, but did I hear of all of them? Did I see that trauma before it came out on that box set? No, I didn't. And if you're going to say, Videodrome, that you know of all the jellies that are out there, I don't believe you. Hey there, Kubrick. Do you watch Usher today? It is nice to see Twilight Time back. Like Brian Sauer, just this podcast, just this YouTube channel, also by the way, which you should be checking out, just did a video recently on the return of Twilight Time and showed off their titles. So that's kind of a fun one, but it's nice to see them back. I say they'll keep doing the Forgotten Jelly box set as long as there's people that are willing to buy them. Now, not everything is going to be the level of Forgotten um, that that the first volume was, for instance. And when they say Forgotten, it's hey there, Brian, welcome. It's not just like it doesn't mean oh my God, nobody knows what this is. What it's saying is like it's when they say Forgotten, it's like underappreciated, often overlooked giallos, and there's a lot of that. Actually, almost every giallo that you can think of that doesn't have a major name attached to it is underappreciated and overlooked. Giallo as gen as a general concept, the giallo genre is an underappreciated genre. Hey, there's Cinema Tech. You just joined in the right time. I just mentioned you. I mentioned your Twilight Time video. And if you're checking out the Just of This YouTube channel, make sure you're checking the podcast and Pure Cinema as well because they are great. Vinegar Syndrome does not do Blu-ray DVD combo packs anymore. They just do Blu-ray. This is like I'm starting to I'm starting to like this cover. I initially did not like this cover. Um, I thought it was I thought it was too classy, but I can see the RV in the background. I can see him with the glasses and the rain coming down. Uh, I'm assuming that's rain, though I don't remember it being rainy. I gotta remember that film. It's been a while. Hey Jesse, welcome, man. I do love this, and it does remind me of Bill. I'll get his name wrong, but I'm gonna say Sienkiewicz anyway. That's what I'm gonna go with. But he's an artist. He's a comic book artist. It does. It's not him, but the artwork does kind of give me that type of look to it. I'm sure people are gonna make a Groot joke somewhere along the line though. People on the forums always seem to be complaining. That's why Cinematech. I no longer go to the forums, especially if it's Blu-ray.com. Screw that, man. I'm sure you saw some of the forum stuff on Blu-ray.com. After that, I was out. Michael could comment on it, but I was like, I'm having nothing to do with it. By far and large, aside from announcements, forums are for complaining. To be honest with you, now there's more features on this than there was on the first, like Forgotten Jolly box set, but less than the second. The fair is fun. I mean, like it's a low budget. It was done in the '90s, if I remember correctly. I think it's the '90s. Yeah, '95. Um, you got like Wes Craven, Vince Edwards in there. Vince Edwards' last film, by the way. But I thought it was a fun film. Like, don't go in expecting, it's it's not Psycho, uh, or Friday the 13th, but it's got a unique like creature in the film itself. I want to see if I can find a picture of him here. That's the thing from The Fear. I might be one of the only people that like the second one a little bit better, but because there's an actor in the second one that I gotta find it now. Let's drive it well. The Fear. I think it was called Halloween Night. The only thing that bothers me with them putting it The Fear. Oh, they also called Resurrection too. Is that might mean the second one's not going to be put out. Came out like 4 years later. Gordon Curry, Stacey Grant, Emmanuel Vauger. I like her a lot. Betsy Palmer. That yeah, they always put like a known actor like actress in it. Scanner Cop, the best Scanner Cop. It is the best Scanner sequel. Somebody literally like said to me, you're saying Scanner's Cop and not Scanner Cop. I'm like, seriously. But I thought this one was fun. I still can't believe Action USA is coming up from MVD Rewind. Oh yeah, the Blu-ray.com forums. I mean, I can't. I just can't. Like in all seriousness. Now there's some nice people on there. There's some great, like really knowledgeable people on there that just go in and like there's one guy that like he writes reviews. That's what he does, and they're very interesting to read. But it's gotten to the point that there's so much toxicity on there, so much negativity that I can't. I heard about the snowstorm. It stopped like FedEx from going, man. Weather's okay right here, as you can tell, because I'm still on the, I haven't glitched out yet, man, and I'm upstairs. But that's always a plus. But yeah, the February set I'm down with. Like February, like Forgotten Jelly set. It's good. They do great stuff with their jelly sets. We can't complain and say that they're not putting out good work. They're doing some amazing work with the sets here. We're getting 3 films per box set. We're getting like really hard case sets that are coming out, really gorgeous looking. They've done really good so far with each of the Jellos. Some you're gonna like, some you're not, but they've done a good job of like really giving you like a nice variety. Like if you don't like one, you're probably gonna like the next, that type of thing. And I don't think if you like Jello, none of these are Jellos that you're gonna hate. Like there's nothing here that's gonna be something that's not worth grabbing. The Last Boys. Oh yeah, actually, really good soundtrack. A lot of people think like this is the best vampire film in the '80s. It's Fright Night, but a lot of people can say Lost Boys and Near Darkness. See, this is how it goes. This is my opinion. I'm not gonna say my humble opinion. I'm gonna say my opinion. Fright Night's the best. Near Dark is number two, and Lost Boys is number three. Great, great soundtrack for Lost Boys, and that was what really helps it. Oh, I can't go on. I mean, like, because the Severing group chat, like bashing, but you got to understand, Jesse, that that the bashing like bleeds onto my channel. Every time I do a Severing video, and I'm excited about something that they do, and I'll comment about it, and I'll say like this is really good. I like this, or during a sale. It's the worst time of year for me, and I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I got a bit of a thick skin, but it gets to me sometimes. Four K Kino release of Mad Max for 22.99. That's actually really good. Hey there, Brian Goes Blue. Pale Blood is fun. Pale Blood was one that I wasn't sure about the first time I saw it. I knew there's things I liked about it, or there were certain things that I wasn't sure on. Pale Blood was one of those that actually became like a bigger thing for me. on the on like the second watch. You can't go this image. It's rough when you're on here and you're trying to like, especially when you're doing like the sales stuff and you're excited and you're trying to get everybody like hyped and get ready for the sale, and all of a sudden like something goes wrong and there's nothing I can do. I'm not Severin. but 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 yeah, and then you get like attacked for like for going on there. My favorite vampire movie, the 2000s. I don't know. That's a good question, actually. I'm trying to think of a vampire movie of the 2000s right now. Like, give me some suggestions. Give me something to go to pick from. he, yes, he did actually. The lead actor in Pale Blood does have a Neil Breen look to him, but the lead actor is actually that's one of the stars of West Side Story actually. I love The Hunger. David Bowie. I love anything David Bowie. Yeah, Catherine Deneuve and Susan Sarandon. Jack to 2000. That's yeah. Literally, it's a 2000. I like I like Jack to 2000 is pretty like it's pretty hokey, but I do like parts of it. I do like the fact of him, like uh, like his origin in that one. I do like the origin. Queen the Damned, not so much. 3 Days a Night, I really liked. That had a nice concept. Let the Right One In, that's a good one. Embrace the Vampire, not the 2000s. That's a 90s one. But yes, I do like Embrace the Vampire. Wait a minute. Yes, there's a remake, isn't there? Sorry about that. Not so sure on the remake, but I like the original. I'm a big fan of like Alyssa Milano anyway. She's awesome. Queen of the Damned is a film. I'd agree with that. Face the Vampire is terrible, but more fun than it should be. That's true. I agree with that. John Carpenter's Vampires. I do like that. You know, the lead actor is a jerk, but I like the film. Subspecies. I love Subspecies original. The sequels, I love Anders Hove as an actor, and I love him as Radu. I think he does an amazing job. But they really camped it up. So it's like Subspecies. I really like part two. They put like Mummy in it, and I'm not really a big fan of that. But you know the way that Charles Band goes with these kind of like comic book characters. Um, and this is a guy that collects comic books saying this, by the way. Um, but right after, probably Vampire Jones is my next favorite in the Subspecies ones. I do like Vampire Hunter D actually. Oh, just what have they done? Solange is amazing. Did you notice that was Camille Keaton, a young Camille Keaton as Solange? Yeah, it was Aaliyah, right? It was her last film, like 'cause she passed away. I think that was her name. I do apologize. She was like a famous singer. I think could have been much better, but I did mind who they cast for Lestat. I was okay with that, and it is based on one of the Anne Rice novels. Not quite sure it's the third or not. It might be. I would have to go back and look, but I'm going to take your word on it. We're going to say it's third. It is not like the book. It really like splits from the book, and I think that's what caused a lot of issues with it. I read the books, like the Anne Rice books. I read her books or vampire books. I read her other books as well. For those that know Anne Rice, they know exactly what I'm talking about. For those that don't know Anne Rice, not going to know, so it's not going to matter. Yeah, actually, we talked about that earlier about Justin Diamond. She is definitely still missed. Incredible artist, by the way. But holy cow, let's just see something here. I'm hoping that if you're here, that you have hit, hey there, Warlock, you've hit that like button. Like, share, subscribe. You can, there's a donation link down in the thing below if you want to actually donate to the channel. It's highly appreciated. Everything goes towards my May Black Friday Vinegar Syndrome thing. Hey Owen, which ones are worth getting? This month, all of them. I'll be honest with you. Forgotten Jelly box set always. Like if you've liked the other Forgotten Jelly stuff, you're gonna like this. You got a Mimsy Farmer one here. I'm a big Mimsy Farmer fan. It's got Ray Lovelock in it. You get a little bit of everything with this. You gotta. It's a nice mix. The Fear, I like it. And not everybody's gonna go for the Fear, but I thought it was a fun little film. Don't expect it to be like a big slasher thing or a high budgeted film. It's not gonna be as micro budgeted as like an Andy Milligan or anything like that. Don't expect that. You got a couple big actors in there, like Vince Edwards in his very last role. You got Wes Craven in a small role in the film as well. But don't bank on those names. Those were people that were brought in to bring eyes to the film. But I thought it was a fun film. If you like films like Rumpelstiltskin, or you like it's not like exactly like that, but if you like kind of those '90s kind of middle of the road type slasher, like mystical, like supernatural films, you're gonna like it. Hitcher in the Dark's a fun one. I really like Hitch. I really like Hitcher in the Dark. I'm a really big Umberto Lenzi fan. What's the best movie in the Jello #3 box set? Yeah, even the Utopia release looks decent. So let's go back to that box set. Let's look at it again because I want to. I think my dad is listening here, but he's not. He hasn't said anything. But I would like to know his opinion on the best one in this box set. So we got Autopsy here. We got Murder Mansion and Crazy Desires of Murder. I don't remember Crazy Desires of Murder. Like not at all. I don't know if I've seen it. So I can't talk on that one. If I have, I don't remember. But Murder Mansion, that was fun. I like Evan Stewart. So it's a toss up between Autopsy and Murder Mansion. But you got the director of photography from Bloodstained Butterfly doing Autopsy, and if you've ever seen the Bloodstained Butterfly, it's got fantastic, like it's got fantastic photography in it. You got a score from Ennio Morricone in Autopsy as well. So man, I gotta go with Autopsy. I'm extremely positive about these releases. Couch. I think that all three of them are worth grabbing. Oh, my dad. No, my dad's on here though. Like when I say on here, he's probably like he's listening in the background type thing. Just because he's not speaking doesn't mean he's not listening. I know. Have I seen The Weekend Murders? It sounds familiar. Let's look it up. Let's see if I have seen it. Because here's the thing, guys. I watch a lot of movies, and after a while, some kind of blur in. Evelyn Stewart, right? It's Evelyn Stewart. I'm sure it is. It was a British state to hear the reading of a will. I think I have actually. Not. It's been a long time, but I'm pretty sure I have. But if you were to quiz me on it, I'd fail. Yep, Arrow is going to start streaming in the UK. I got your email from them, man. Minor Premise link. Yeah, we looked at Minor Premise here, Warlock. That's actually looks neat. I mean, like it's a 2020 film. That see, for some people, it's like, oh my god, thank God it's a newer film. But for me, like I like these older films. I love the artwork on it. Look at the artwork on this. It's incredible. I want to see volume 4 of like Forgotten Jelly and volume 5, volume 6. I want to see. I want to have a whole bunch of these in my collection down the road. We do actually. So I'm actually really excited about that. I've got to stop right here. I just hit the button and realized if I go any farther, there's probably gonna be nudity, so we're not gonna do that. Do it on my channel, man. Not on this channel anyway. But yeah, look at this. Like Autopsy, you got Mimsy Farmer, you got like Ray Lovelock in this one there. Barry Premises in it. Scorbino Marconi. Uh, Carlo Carlini is the DP, director of photography on this one. That's really good. And we got like the fully uncensored, featuring its complete English and Italian language audio tracks, fully intact. Um, Incredible. There are like they say they're complaining about the features on here, and but look at this. We get like an interview with the director, well, an introduction with the director, interview with the editor, interview with the film historian and son of the director, featurette on the career of director Armando Crispino is on here as well. Looking to the next one, we get an interview with Evelyn Stewart, Ada Gali, and on the third one, we're getting like an interview with the actor Giuseppe Colombo. I I get that they might be upset that we don't have commentaries this time around because there was commentaries usually on two of the three titles the last time around with the third thing usually being like an audio essay. And I would love to have seen a commentary as well. But what can you if you want your commentaries, go pick up the Fear and get two commentaries. Two commentaries on the Fear, guys. Why is Scream Factory so quiet? I'm not sure. I mean, like they're still putting out stuff. It's just um, if I could be wrong because I haven't been keeping up with them so much. But a lot of the stuff I see now is like steelbooks of stuff they previously put out. There's a few releases here and there. And again, the thing that I of name that I shall not speak has probably affected them as well. So that's always something to look into. Pimping your latest video, good thing, man. I would deal with the fact Samurai Guy and Master Cast. Thanks, Warlock. You watched that, did you? It was really good. I mean, Master Cast is really nice. Samurai Guy is so cool too. Hopefully, I just was able to hold my own with the other two. Have I seen The Loveless? Yeah. Screen Factory said they're going to have some big announcements coming soon. Well, I'll keep an eye out for that. When we have big announcements, we'll talk about them here on the channel. If you punch up the subtitles, it go away after 10 minutes. Odd, I never noticed that. Did you see the Valentine's Day offer from Screen Factory? My Bloody Valentine's Day steelbook with a figure reduced in price. Let's check that out. So people always talk about Screen Factory, so I was going to go, but before I do that, let's just check out the Screen Factory. And for those that have hit like on this video, thank you very much. For those of my Patreon supporters, thank you so much. There's a lot more stuff coming, just so you know. So this is it's sold out. The My Bloody Valentine minor figure looks like it's sold out now, which is a shame because I did not manage to get that, and I live next to there. There's the limited edition steelbook. So let's see if that bundle is still available. So the bundle is still available, and it is $68.97. So you can buy the steelbook with the NECA figure of Harry Warden, wink wink, of the minor. We'll call it the minor. We'll call on here. There you go. but there we are. So I think we are probably going to end it here about right now. Congratulations on the Savage Down. I don't think we're going to get any donations or anything today. It's Monday. Nothing happens on a Monday, guys. Uh, but anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for joining me here today. Uh, I was going to do a tour, but I'm gonna try to do it like soon. So, but I'm gonna schedule that tour. I'm gonna do something special with the tour. I am Aaron. I want to thank all my supporters on here. I want to especially thank my Patreon supporters right now because this month is going to be very, very important. I'm going to be honest with you, especially where things have been with the channel recently. I normally do a live video on Saturdays. I honestly needed some time off, um, and it's been a bit rough. So that's the truth. I needed a bit of time off, so I took Saturday and Sunday off, and I watched the Royal Rumble on Sunday. Had a blast with that. Just sat back with my better half, and I said I'll do a live video combined with the website dive, and I'll do a 2-in-1 today. So that's what I decided to do for today. So thank you guys for watching tonight. Have a great evening there. Check out the Vinegar Syndrome's like February package. Uh, I like all three of them, but everyone likes their own. Thanks for joining me here tonight on the Call to Cinema. Have a great evening. Be sure to hit the like button on your way out, please. And I will see you